So before we begin this video, I'd like you guys to go down to the comments below and give the reason why you think Clash of Clans is dying or isn't dying. I'd really like to see what you guys think in the comments down below before we actually get into this. But anyway, let's do so. It seems as of recent times that everyone thinks Clash of Clans is dead or on its way out, but is it really? You see, many people think, due to how old this game is, that they think it is dying, becoming less and less played. But all of this is completely untrue, and today I'm going to explain why people think Clash of Clans is dying and then why it isn't. One of the main reasons that is used on why this game is dying is the fact that it's 5 years old. Not many games can keep a massive fanbase for that long, so it's only fair for people to think that everyone is starting to move on from this game. That it's only every few years that they have a massive update, and people only play the same game for so long. So many people have been at the max level for a fair bit now, and when you hit the wall in the game, either everything becomes too slowly, or there isn't much to do. But a big point against the age of the game is when a fair amount of people get as far as they can get or start dropping out of the game because it's too slow. Supercell releases a big update, like Town Hall 11, Build a Base, and now Town Hall 12 to keep the game moving. See, Supercell is always watching the player base, and where people are staying or where people are dropping out of the game to make sure they keep doing things to keep their player base happy. Supercell is a good example of what good game developer teams are, because they're always watching the fan base, watching what they want, what needs fixing, decreasing prices on upgrades, decreasing times for an upgrade, nerfing overpowered / overused troops, buffing the underused and underpowered troops. This reason is always being thrown around by people who aren't too in touch with the game. Yes, you get to pay to get ahead, that's for sure, but paying to win? That would take a lot of gems to go from the beginning to max, therefore costing more than $10,000. Think about this. Galadon used 500,000 gems to go from a max Town Hall 11 to a max Town Hall 12. Why would you do that? Why would you spend so many gems on such a simple game? And just because you pay to get ahead doesn't mean you're going to be good at the game. You need to learn how the game works, get good at it, not be the best base. You can be any base if you know what you're doing, within reason of course, because I don't see a Town Hall 2 thrashing Town Hall 12, that's like impossible. I made a point earlier that the fact that Supercell are always working in the background, always testing new things. Town Hall 12 has been in the making for at least a year. A lot of YouTubers got to find out about the Town Hall 12 coming soon at the beginning of this year. And it's most likely that Town Hall 12 has been in development since Town Hall 11 was released all those years ago. And I'd be willing to make a bet that they're probably working on Town Hall 13 and Build Hall 9 as we speak right here. Working on bugs, testing ideas, looks, everything's. They're always working on something, sometimes something that players have been asking for, something they scrap, something that comes out but then disappears, or making the game better. It's what they do best. It's always the main reason why player requested updates take so long, because they get put on the back burner because they're already working on so many things at once. Here's the fun part. YouTube is a great way to see if a game is popular or not. In fact, before we continue here, how about you go open up a new tab? I don't want you to open up a new tab just so keep this video playing, and search up Clash of Clans. Okay, you done that? Hopefully you'll be able to find the Clash of Clans channel pretty quickly. Take a look at the channel. Dependent on when you're watching this video and when you're actually doing the search, most of the trailers that are to do with the game seem to have millions of views. As of right now, the trailer to the Build Jam event had over 7 million views within a week of coming out. 7 million views in a week. Think about that. Do you still believe the game is dying now? 7 million views in a week for a simple trailer for a simple event in the game. Whilst it isn't as big as it once was, it is still one of the biggest games around at the moment. Okay, now before we continue on here, have I mentioned what you thought was killing the game off or what was saving the game? If I haven't and you haven't commented down in the comments already, go ahead and do so. I will read your comments. I make sure to read everyone's comment that ends up on my videos. The main point here was to prove that Clash of Clans is far from dead, and with the recent update bringing new life to the game, it's far from over. Whilst it's hit its peak, it isn't dropping off the map like most people think. A lot of channels to do with Clash of Clans are still growing, millions of views being added to this game every week. Think about it. And again, if you ever think a game is dying, search it up on YouTube. See how recent videos are on it. If the videos are recent and they still have a fair good amount of views, then a game's going alright. Until next week guys, Crazy Bear out. Make sure to come back next week.